Monday the 18th, a little overcast, but birds are singing. I've seen the squirrels out. A nice morning. And quarantine, for these chickens at least, is over. And solo meeting the new ladies. No bloodshed, no hardship. He's just doing his dance for them. Before and after. That's better. Okay, I've been pruning back this old apple tree that I have in my garden. The last few years it's produced very few flowers and one or two fruit. I did have a passion flower growing up it, so I've cut that back. I've also taken off, there was some chicken wire that was on the trunks to assist the passion flower grow up. I've taken that back, I've pulled it all out. I've trimmed the really aggressively growing branches that were growing straight up and producing little fruit. I've taken out the dead bits, the pieces that were forcing their way into the bay tree, the ones that were coming over to the hawthorn, which I'll also trim back a bit more this year. I'd started trimming the ends of the long spindly bits. I haven't quite got across over there. Can you see all the long thin ends? And then we've taken them off here, some more up there. And then I'd started thinning out branches that crossed other branches or were too thick. There's quite a lot of that still to do, but it is getting dark now and I am making a bit of a mess of the grass underneath. So I think I'll come back later, hopefully when it's a bit drier, but that is a start and hopefully she'll be feeling better this year. And we'll get some more gorgeous apples off her. And I just have to get rid of that lot now. Tuesday morning, and it's been raining all night and everything is very wet, and I'm still going to try and make it to the allotment. I reset the min-max thermometer in the greenhouse, so last night it got down to 4 degrees and the most it was 12 degrees yesterday, which isn't too bad. It's very mild today, so because the inside of this greenhouse still gets quite damp with the rain running down. Oh, damn it. How did the cat get in? With the rain running down the windows, I'm just going to open these a bit. I'll make sure I close them later on and get some airflow through here. God, you turn your back for 2 minutes. As you can see, the allotments are prone to flooding, but with my slightly raised beds and the sort of ditches around the sides, that seems to have worked all right. I mean, the grass is sodden. So I won't be doing any groundwork today for obvious reasons. I will instead concentrate, like I did at home, on the trees. I'm not sure if you can see them very well, but I started this one earlier in winter, this one at the end. And as you can see, it's nice and tidy. There's a few little extra ones I need to trim down, but then this one next to it needs a lot more work doing to it. So, better get on. Well, it's Wednesday and it's been raining since yesterday. The wind had picked up, it's not so bad at the moment, but the already waterlogged soil is now horrible, and I made enough mess at the allotment yesterday when I went, so I will not be going out today. I'm going to wait until it dries up a little. Okay, in the greenhouse, the min-max yesterday and last night was roughly the same, about 7 degrees, so it's quite constant. It is mild at the moment, so yes. Right, I've opened the vents at the back again to get some air through. I thought I'd introduce you to the plants I have in the greenhouse. These are a couple of hanging baskets that I left out last winter, and the plants inside, Bacopa or Million Bells, a type of dwarf petunia, survived. So I've decided to bring them in this year and keep them in the greenhouse, and hopefully they'll survive again. They have a lovely display, so it'll save me some money in the long run. I might split them up, but we'll see. We'll see how they do this year. Again, some plants I've kept and split up and are some primulas, as you can see. Some are flowering at the moment. Isn't that lovely? They're getting ready. They were a bit draggled after spending the winter outside. So that's why I brought them in the greenhouse. And below we have 2 types of strawberries. Now this was a type I begged off a friend at the allotment because it has a lovely pink flower, really nice. I haven't seen any fruit on it yet, but here's hoping next year we'll bring some. These are some baby lupins that I grew from the seeds of my lupin plant in the front garden. We'll plant them on and then plant them out later in the year. And this is a second set of strawberries. Now these I found growing in my veg beds at the back. Now they were the ones that I put my own homemade compost in, and I have only ever had one type of strawberry in the veg garden, which was a type called a Stara, which was a perpetual type. So that meant it produced fruit from the first flowers all the way through till the first frost, and was a really nice sweet plant. And I cannot find it anymore. So here's hoping that's what these are, and I will try to propagate them and see if I can get some more for next year. These are a type of, again, a primula. These are called auriculas, and they are the same sort of shape as primula flowers, but they have really wonderful colours and combinations and a strange frosted effect. I'll show you those later on when they start flowering. A couple of perennials I dug out of the garden. Again, I have no idea what they are, but hopefully they'll grow on and I'll find somewhere for them to go. These are, again, another auricula, but these are delphiniums that I grew from seed last year. I kept these because the chickens decimated the ones in the garden, so hopefully I can repot them later. And then again, a couple of fuchsias who, like the hanging baskets, survived last winter, and we'll see how they get on. This is the cold frame, and in the cold frame are foxgloves. We have some little seedlings and some bigger plants. Much like the delphiniums, my chickens ate all these, which is really weird because foxgloves and delphiniums are mildly poisonous, but they seem to like them. So they're waiting in there for me to plant out in spring, and the stick is there for when I close it, it leaves a gap open again to let some air in. So these are all ready for next later on this year. So a quick guide to what, if anything, is flowering at the moment. Not much really. We have quite a lot of bulbs coming through, so they should give us a display later. We've got a fair few evergreen sort of flowers. That is actually a perennial wallflower, which is really pretty. So no, not a lot. These are where the primroses and the foxgloves live, as you can see. Well munched leaves, but they are beginning to come through. They make a nice display underneath the tree, and there is one. Yay! One wild primrose. Isn't that sweet? Again, there's a lupin. Everything has survived rather well. It has been mild with bouts of cold. So in the main bed, there's not a lot flowering, apart from the cyclamen. So these have been flowering all year and are still producing flowers, which is really lovely. I do like cyclamen. So there's a few of those. Again, lots of bulbs. I planted quite a few this autumn, but yes, not a lot flowering in the main bed. Now this is a bed I've not shown you yet. This runs along the side of the conservatory, and it's what I call my spring bed because it's full of hellebores and snowdrops and small daffodils and lots of lovely plants. So this hellebore is flowering wonderfully. Really nice. Yes, hello Horus. Yes, thank you. And these don't tend to have leaves in the summer, but they come through. Oh, get off! They come through, and they have a beautiful purple flower, which it will display soon. And this one is just coming through. This one, I love its leaves. It has beautiful mottled leaves, which are really nice. This one over here has, of course, the traditional dark green, very serrated leaves. These again, quite a simple flower. Trying to find one I can focus on. But yeah. Nope. There we go. There. And inside we have flowering too. My jade tree is flowering. It does have the sweetest little flowers. They are lovely. But yes. And of course, my spider plant is flowering, but then again it sort of does that all the time. So not just outside.